we talk about it in the tournament, you could go far even if you win this matchup, but even in the game, it could be big. And
okay, Navi is shaking it around a little bit right now because, of course, naturally, we still see the Doom as the first pick from Cloud9. Navi proving once and once again they're not scared of that hero, but they do get to steal the Shadow Shaman, and they bring the Brewmaster, a hero that I love on Dendi, because after the new change in the Aghanim Scepter, well, not that new anymore, but after the Axe Scepter allows you to use your skills on the pandas, it requires such a high skill cap, and if there's a player that can do that, that's Dendi.
Oh, I absolutely agree, and combining with the Shadow Shaman, once he gets some levels, you get that Blink Dagger on Brewmaster, you're blinking, you get a kill, place the wards, take down tower next, and so forth. So I think Navi can take an early advantage if they have the lanes in their favor.
Well, they've got two counters to Brewmaster here, Gods. There's the silence from the Skyref and the silence from the Doom. Navi will be expecting this to come out. Maybe Cloud9, even by picking these counters to Brewmaster, might play into the Navi's favor, but they're just two strong heroes. How does this work for you?
I mean, it does kind of give Brewmaster a rough time, but if Navi get the good early game that they want to snowball, like you start dropping wards at towers, you can't run into the wards to try and engage on the Brewmaster necessarily. So for Navi, I think the key thing is going to be less so the fact that Brew's getting kind of countered by some of these picks, is to make sure they have other core heroes that can have a high impact. Get Funnick on a hero on the off lane, that's not going to get zoned out. Go back to game 1, he was level 1, like 5 minutes into the game, had no CS, nothing at all, and I think you need to make sure you pick an offlaner for the dire side that can not get completely zoned out, that doesn't get destroyed by whatever Cloud9 have, because Skywrath Mage, one of those supports which can zone heroes out very well.
And this also is kind of telling for Navi, because getting that Brewmaster there probably implies that we're not going to see a faceless Void, because the synergy from those heroes is not that evident. You only have one of the pandas that can right-click from outside the Chronosphere, that is the Wind Panda. The other two, you can still have a lot of team fight, but they just do not mix and match so well. Maybe we'll see again a Razor for Phobos, which they've tried over and over before getting into the main event.
Yeah, it's still a strong pickup.
If there's one thing they picked up from yesterday, maybe it's that Lifestealer is still a very good hero. It's one of Phobos' most well-known heroes. It suits the kind of Shadow Shaman Brewmaster draft that wants to take towers, because Lifesteal with Rage can very safely siege towers, back off when the Rage is about to wear off, back off, and he's pretty good against Skywrath Mage as well as Doom as well.
Yeah, that's the thing. Lifestealer thrives on low armor heroes. Doom, 0 armor. Skywrath Mage, 1 armor?
Yeah, 1.
It's going to be paper for them. If you saw the Lifestealer that Newbie played yesterday, he was 3-shotting heroes, 2-shotting his Skywrath Mage. That can get scary.
That's even with like just an armlet and also a Deso, and yeah, we're going to see another team later, because also I believe Rabbit from LGD also have been picking Lifestealer on him. So definitely a hero that could be a potential threat here for Cloud9 if Navi decide to go that way, and we've seen Lifestealer played by Phobos many times, so it was much more popular back in the day.
What do you think of Cloud9 banning the Invoker? Because you see Brewmaster, and we all jumped into the conclusion that it's going to be...
It could be offlane as well, that's the thing. Yeah. Like, Brewmaster has a high HP pool. If you're not looking for it to be like needing a Blink Dagger so early on, you could, but it's not easy to play maybe offlane, because you want the Brewmaster. The idea is get your Blink Dagger and get the early fights going in your favor, and off the back of those fights maybe take the towers down. So yeah, they've banned the Invoker, so I'm still worried about that, but also you can still put the Invoker on the safe lane. It did work out for him, and Dendi just getting that Midas and also Necrobot is a big threat. Navi going to go for the Nature's Prophet.
I like it. It's an offlaner that can always do something in the offlane. Once he kind of gets his levels, he can go back to the jungle. Treants can block pulls, can scatter heroes, so you can either guarantee yourself experience or that you're not going to get ganked, that you can fall back to the jungle. So it's a good offlane to put Funnick on. Not his best hero by any means, but it's still a good hero to have there in that dire offlane. So to me, Navi thought up this draft well. A lot of pushing power with Nature's Prophet as well as Shadow Shaman combined on top of that.
Okay, I'm going to say, and no flap here, I think Navi is not good at split pushing.
I fully agree.
I don't think the team is actually good at split pushing like Alliances and like some other tiers that can create space. Even Fnatic, another hero a team that can do split pushing by using the Wisp. Navi, every time you give Nature's Prophet to Fnatic, it's really good because you will get a lot of rotations to your safe lane to try and get kills early. But as split pushing later on, I'm not impressed.
That's where Na'Vi, I think they want to try and in this game, or at least get a really big advantage from between the 20 to 30 minute mark. When they get the Shadow Shaman Serpent Wards up, how fast Shadow Shaman hits level 6 this game is going to be crucial, and they get a Death Prophet. They're going kind of all in with this. Like, this is going to be a, well, maybe Havos Brewmaster in the safe lane. And
but it can work. It's like, you know, what really can the Doom offer too much in the early game? Skywrath is, you know, is squishy if you can get on that target, and certainly if you can get your Brewmaster ulti off, you can. You know, even if the Brewmaster ulti is just used to zone people, which is perfectly fine, your Death Prophet is going to be doing the damage you need to the towers. And then Ember as well. It's Ember likes to fight, but you need to be ready to fight. And normally Ember, I feel, you know, really gets strong in that mid game after at least, like, I would even say in this game I'd be like, okay, I've got my phase boots, bracers, and, you know, bottle. That's really what you're going to have to fight with when that Death Prophet comes to your towers, and you need to be ready. So this is a lot of pressure on Sing Sing. He's going to have to make these moments really count in the early to mid game.
It also gives an extra Doom target to Cloud9, where they have to choose, do you want to deal with the Death Prophet or with the Brewmaster? And on top of that, you might just be too late with the Death Prophet. Once he has his ulti out, you can't really do anything anymore. You can't even fight. You can use the Doom on Brew, but
yeah, but like,
probably won't kill him.
The Death Prophet is going to be so safe, because to be able to Doom the Death Prophet, you're going to have Blink on your Doom, because the Death Prophet will just sit really far back, and when she wants to use Exorcism, it's easily done. And then the Brewmaster is free reign, even if you do Doom the Death Prophet. So most likely going to be the Doom on the Brewmaster. We're going to have a Clockwork here for Cloud9. This will disrupt some of the push. I don't know, it feels risky. It hasn't been an overly successful hero by any means.
It does pretty well against Nature's Prophet one-on-one. He will be able to get farm, you get a Stout Shield, and suddenly those treants don't do much damage to you, and if for whatever reason you encounter Nature's Prophet isolated, you can probably get a kill or two using the Battery Assault and the Cogs. But having said that, Clockwork is also a really, really good hero when you're playing on land, because that hookshot, you depend on lag so much, because it's such a fast skill, that here on 0 ping, might be the hook that wins the game.
Yeah, but it also combos well, very combos with the Skywrath Mage very well. And there's not a lot of movement abilities on the team. You know, you might actually see the Nature's Prophet, you know, think about getting a 4-staff just to be maybe save himself from the combo, which is, you know, getting cogged and also taking the Skywrath Mage ulti, or also just helping someone else out. And that could be nice, but whether or not it's going to pay off for Cloud9.
A game like this, all about the push, it's where, Prophet wants to go 4-staff, Mech, Necrobook. You're not going to be seeing these, like, I don't think we're going to see a Maelstrom on Funny. Maybe if they realize the game's not going well and they got a split push, it's when they were back in, he goes for that kind of a build, but otherwise, all about the team fight, and all about getting this utility right now, because staying alive when they're pushing is going to be the key thing. For Cloud9, it's trying to engage outside their towers, burst down a hero like Shadow Shaman before the Surf Wards come out, Death Prophet before Exorcism cards. They have to take out a key hero before they use their ultimate. But if Na'Vi get off their Primal Split, get off Exorcism, get the wards down, you're not defending that tower, you're not taking that fight, so there's very little room for error with Cloud9's execution this game, which is kind of the worry for Cloud9.
I love the 5th balance from both the teams. Earthshaker just is a hero that can't stop the deadly push. Like, when you go back, you get a Fissure, and then suddenly Cloud9 can engage you, the Ember's Blade can just light a feast on you, and the Dazzle. If Na'Vi has the Dazzle, this push potential can go forever and ever. You can always keep healing the treants, healing everyone that's around you, and just keep going until you raise really fast.
And it just removes the combo, you know, in terms of, you know, if someone gets caught in cogs from the Clockwork, you just, you know, save them, Shadowgrave, and then if your combo's done. You need to get the kill. So these two last bans, really, really good from both teams, and Na'Vi taking a little time on their final pick.
Actually, they could still go for a hero that does the same thing that Dazzle does. Shadow Demon, for example, would be able to save someone from the cogs, from the Mystic Flare as well, from the Skywrath Mage, and a hero that can help them consist the push would really help. And aggressive is nice too, Ancient Desperation.
Yeah, they need some killing power as well, and that's certainly going to be what they need. So Ancient Apparition.
I think they should have picked Earth Spirit. Unfortunately, that hero is not on the game right now. But if you think about it for a second, maybe eventually it will be. The ability to move things around is kind of like Clockwork's Doom as well. Anyways,
well,
maybe TI4.
It does get Clockwork, so.
On the bounty.
We get another high dice support bounty, perhaps it was.
Warriors beware.
Yeah.
No, this can definitely work out. Any team fights that go in their favor with 1-2 tracks, it really can snowball. And They certainly have the killing potential, Cloud9, with their lineup. You've got the Doom and the Ember could put out a huge amount of damage, and then you've got a really nice combo with the Clockwork and also Skyref Mage. The Bounty getting vision against a pushing team is really nice, because if you know where one of them are, as you know, just if you can find any one of them and just send out a track, you pretty much know where the team's looking to rotate, and you can prepare, and you can just get a little bit more farm on your cores before they have to get into position to defend.
A lot of pressure from Paladin, though. Just gonna say that.
It is a lot of pressure, yeah, and but they don't. I mean, it's really about him up against the Shadow Shaman. If the Shadow Shaman plays well, he can really lock down Paladin and remove him from the game in terms of dusts and wards, but we'll have to see. It sounds like they're loading in. Communications going across, so biggest game of their careers here to get through, especially for Cloud9. They want to continue. We'll send it over to the commentators. It's Toby and Synderen.
Thank you very much. We are directly into the action right now. Myself, Toby1, as well as Synderen. We are your non-biased commentary. Synderen, I have a little, if I had a Na'Vi flag right now, I'd probably be waving it. I'm loving what these guys did in game number 2, and with their lineup here in game number 3, they're showing they want to push, they want to fight, and they want to be up in C9's face.
Bad bias, Toby.
I'm sorry.
Bad Toby, yeah. So going into this game is looking at Cloud9's lineup is what I want to point out first, is that they got the opening that they're always looking for. They got the first pick Doom. And what I'm worried for them right from the get-go in this game is that when you saw how the previous game went with how Na'Vi played, they were like, this is actually a pretty good recipe to playing against Cloud9. Let's do it again. They don't have the same heroes, but they have the same kind of style. They want to put pressure early on. Instead of the Enigma, they now have the Prophet with the summons for the front lining. Instead of the Veno, they now have the Shadow Shaman Mass Serpent wards, and then they just brute force fights with Brewmaster Ultimate and Death Prophet with the Exorcism. I was actually expecting Na'Vi to last pick the Chen over the AA, just for the extreme team fight and early game push, but they might be prioritizing the AA for the chilling touch in early engages so they can get some easy kills, and then
I got a feeling, man,
Ice Blast for the team fight.
The only reason why this AA is up, and initially I was like, okay, it's obviously like you're looking to go through the jungle. It's an enabler for the offlaner. They're actually running a try offlane with a Shadow Shaman. It doesn't happen very often, but with the Ancient Apparition, it makes it possible. So he'll work with a Force, which gives a lot more space to Funnick up on the top lane as the Prophet, and then he knows he can have that rotation support come in from Na'Vi at any point. So it's nicely done from there. And you're not thinking, hey, let's just farm up inside the jungle with these heroes, and that kind of like screws around with Pylai Die, because the greatest thing about a bounty hunter is normally when he goes up against a jungler, he leeches the experience. He finds some pick-offs on some big creeps, and that's basically all she wrote. But he can't do anything as far as harassment goes on this bottom lane. He literally gets shut down.
It's the biggest weakness of the support bounty hunter out of all. It's simply, if he needs to be played as a lane support, he is pretty awful compared to all other regular supports. And bounty hunter usually isn't played as a support.
Look at the top lane,
generally played as an offlaner.
Look at the top lane. Paladin knows he's in trouble. There's a sentry ward on the lane, and purposefully, Funnick is leaving this tree just off to the side. So he can't actually contest Prone 7 for farm, which isn't a great thing for Funnick, but what he can do is always make sure he doesn't die or get anywhere near close enough to death. Like, because he won't get too close to Bone 7 or Paladin.
And at the same time, in the bottom lane, Eternal Envy has chosen to leave the lane for a bit, going out to look for a creep. This is quite a long time it's taking him for this. And at the same time, Na'Vi will just be pulling back the lane. So the equilibrium now easily in their favor on the lane, and there is no pull available for Cloud9. So this is actually a really big problem for them. And as far as the mid lane goes, that one is at least going even for them. So Sing Sing is getting a decent start with some good farm. I think Ember Spirit has to be the big player in this game, because when you look over at Cloud9 and what Na'Vi are planning, Na'Vi want to push towers. It's no secret.
Oh, yeah.
Cloud9 knew that early on in the draft, even when you saw how Na'Vi were picking it. They don't have good wave clear. They actually don't have anything to deal with creeps.
They're coming mid, but look at the sentry ward. It's already down, so he sees Pylai Die. He's going to walk back into him, and maybe does connect on Dendi, and now he's going to go down. Trying to go for the silence, but Eternal Envy appears out the jungle at just the right time.
It is so important for Cloud9 to get off to a good start in this game. I think if they lose the early game, or if they play just a somewhat even one, I'm not sure their draft can handle Na'Vi in the mid game. There's a lot of pressure on the bounty hunter to perform, to set up ganks like the one he just did in the mid lane, because if that doesn't happen, as I said, no wave clear.
Yeah.
When you're playing a pushing lineup, this is like the dream team to fight into, because Cloud9 just look like a lineup that can't team fight back until they have items and crucial levels up.
Yeah.
And Na'Vi might just be getting to that phase a little too early for them, but at least with that first blood for SingSing, the reason he needs to be the big player is they need the damage, and Flame Guard could be one of the solutions to Na'Vi's push here.
Yeah. At the same time, the push isn't even started. We're 3 minutes in. I'm looking at a Vorst who's going to be able to buy up his Arcane Boots shortly, and that's an enabler for Kuro and Puppey to spam out a little bit more. But I almost want to give massive props to Owie2000 for not dying on this bottom lane. It could actually be one of the biggest things. He's trying to stay close to fun experience, but he can't actually achieve that because Puppey and Kuro are basically being really good watchmen and keeping him away from the creep wave. But Owie is just making sure this tier 1 tower, if it's going to come under pressure, you can at least drive the creep wave back and keep the power, keep the
top lane. They're going in on Funnick.
He's going to go into
back.
Bone7, he's going to be in trouble. The clock is pushing Kuro back away, and Kuro can't reach Bone7 just yet. He might be able to come through. He's got Shackles, but Pardai's also here. There's no sentry ward revealing the position though. The creep wave will just follow Bone7 out, and that means now on bottom lane, Skyreth feels a lot more confident because the synergy is gone. There's no Shackles to hold him for the cold feet. Then again, Puppey never even leveled that.
We're probably going to see AUI level up to level 3 or 4 from this, since the push is already going his way from Na'Vi. There's 2 range creeps pushing down the lane here, so now he's going to be in a great position on this lane, and I think getting levels on Skywrath could set them up for some more ganks early on. When I'm looking at Na'Vi's lineup, I'm thinking Cloud9's main priority is to kill Dendy. They're actually going to do it again here.
He got it off to the Searing Chains can't be used, so he's back in range of the tower. He needs more help coming in. The Courier trying to fly in some extra items. The SingSing, he does take a large amount of damage from that tower. But they still get a second kill over on Dendy, and that makes it worthwhile.
This is the best hero for Cloud9 to focus on, for sure.
That's rather aggressive, man. Going past the tower, clapping onto the tree line, thinking that Owie2000 was still in the neighborhood. But he was nowhere near it.
Another thing we haven't talked about just yet is, you know, when you first pick Doom, there's been a lot of teams that have tried counter-picking Doom by just getting heroes where you don't care so much about getting doomed. Oh, yeah.
He's coming up with the Invis rune. He can Searing Chain 2 heroes right now, and he's in range for it. He only got Funnick, however, but that can't pick up Pro's kill. Funnick into the tree line. And Cloud9 is ground. He can TP himself out, but the call from Pro7 push him straight back out again. It's just been superb play by Cloud9. It really felt like Na'Vi got the upper hand, the draft, but Cloud9 have the upper hand in plays so far.
They are playing the perfect early game so far. The rotations from high have been great. Now SingSing rotating top of the Invis rune to secure a double kill for Bone7. He's already level 6, 5
bottom
minutes
lane. He's going for Owie2000. There's still some bonus damage of off. Gets the clamp slow and damage off. And now he will go down here on the bottom lane. So Na'Vi finally getting themselves on the board. 5 minutes into the game, and that was at the same time C9 was coming down here for a kill, but then Rupala died down to this bottom lane. But you see what happens, you get a kill with Na'Vi, and instantly with the Prophet down here, they just force into the lane. This is still a pushing lineup.
Devil's shot is available, though he's gonna go in again too!
And they're gonna go Vada. Funnick, he's locked in, Battery Assault, he's trying to move back here, Funnick. So Puppey takes the damage, but it's gonna be too much. Puppey goes down, double kill for Pro7. A Wolf being sealed up here by Owie. He'll TP out, Quab makes his way
down.
The
level death!
He actually stops when he lets it go. There's a level death, as you said. Meaning a Wolf will go down, and then he's just sitting here with his ultimate. He feels he's safe, he's got Bright Eye right behind him, and Bone7's coming up pretty close as well. He's got no battery assault, but holds him 3 seconds. Dendy, the ultimate is wearing off in a moment, and he's getting killed off. He just hung around way too long. And 3 gold while SingSing on top lane. He will get a Searing Chain off, but will still die. A counter gank. Na'Vi have lost so much to C9 in the first 6 minutes.
It's just amazing to watch how many openings they're finding with the few tools they have. I was worried for Cloud9 that they wouldn't be able to find these early game ganks, and they're finding way more than I thought they would. Even if they were to play a good game, this is just phenomenal play. Like,
yeah. It's been really
executing 8 kills 6 minutes in with a support Skyreth and Bounty is pretty incredible. It's not to say that Bounty is a bad roamer, he's actually one of the great ones with an early over Venom, but they've just, all these kills have just been executed really smoothly. Pretty much, they've had few things to use and they've just used them perfectly. It's pretty incredible.
I'm just still trying to understand what Na'Vi was trying to achieve down there. Like, forcing the tower is one thing, but then you rotate in Dendy. He throws the ulti out, but he's not even in range of the tower. So C9 managed to get Na'Vi to burn not only the ultimate of Populous, a lot of time, and heroes of Na'Vi. They all went down.
I think Na'Vi weren't ready for the hook shot. They might have not realized that so early. Yeah, they're going to get Aoi.
There's a Doom coming out from Eternal Envy to a boss, but a boss, out of all the heroes of Na'Vi, he can tank that one as long as he can keep his distance here from Eternal Envy. But Funnick, he has no man for Sprat, who is also on cooldown. A boss, level death from Envy will ensure the kill. No potential of denying out to a neutral there, or even getting him to that regeneration rune that was just bolted up by Krob on the bottom lane. But now Koro, oh, he's in trouble. He's in so much trouble. Gets hit, Janata slowed down, Spirit in, Spirit out. And a very simple execution there from Sing Sing will get the kill and pushing the tier 1 tower on the top. So the first tower gets to be claimed actually belongs to C9.
If they keep this up, so we put a lot of emphasis on how Na'Vi's lineup was going to be scary in the mid game once they get their items and can start their push. But when Cloud9 are so far ahead, they get very many options for executing games. With Na'Vi's heroes as fragile as they are now, there's pretty much no one Sing Sing can't solo at this moment. They have a level 8 Clockwork at 8 minutes, and he's 5-0 on the offlane clock in this game, Bone 7. Arguably, for me, also his best, hands down best hero in the game. He is a very, very good Clockwork player, so... Oh, that was an interesting sound.
Yeah, so Na'Vi are now coming back towards the middle lane, all right.
Yeah. They're going to have to try to put pressure. If they wait around, they get killed all the time.
Their bottom lane failed, they need to bring down tier 1 towers. Their behind, they need to have some kind of advantage. Now, fortification will be used by Cloud9. We've actually got Doombringer TPing to, the tier 3 tower in the middle lane, a grand total of a quarter of the map. And he'll be picking up a new creep at the moment. Sing Sing missing on the Searing Chains. So they're going to feel a little bit more confident here in the middle lane, but a little bit of Shuri toss, a little bit of Rocket harassment, back to the line. You can see Bone 7 moving out. This one range creep kind of spoils his party on the side, but it reveals to Na'Vi that he's there. I'm surprised too that Funnick is keeping his tree so clumped up here in the middle lane. If Clockwork's coming for a hook, you want these trees nicely spaced out across the mid, so they can be interceptors there for the hook shot.
So Na'Vi just used the exorcism and touched the tower a little bit. I think it wasn't even full health when they started. Great counter ward there coming out by Aoi, by the way. This is a sneaky ward spot a lot of the time, which gives some great vision up there, and it's hard to counter ward, but he was aware of it. But anyway, that push only taking some health on the mid-tier 1 tower. And if Na'Vi are not able to bring down towers at this point, they were trading farm on a Brewmaster and a Skyrath. I would actually say right now, Aoi has a higher impact than the Brewmaster does if he lands his silence correctly. He's level 7 on a position 5, position 4 support, I guess. Since the bounty arguably the position 5 in this game, but level 7 supports 9 minutes in is generally some of the best you're going to see. So Cloud9 just have all the tools available to them, and we haven't even talked about how easily they can snipe any hero on Na'Vi's line. A hookshot into Hogs, into Mystic Flare is a safe kill. And they can even do the same with Searing Chains as well. There's just so much combination potential now for Cloud9 that they got over what could have been a rocky early game, but just turned out being a rocking early game instead, to be honest.
Man, Pilot Eye, there's a ping that came out from Puppey. He's feeling the experience being drained out. So he knows Pilot Eye is just taking a little bit more from here.
Oh, classic Pi.
He's looking for it. But Na'Vi is aware of this. This actually has the bottle of Dandy as well as the Brutes of Puppey. And maybe that's the reason why the courier just came back. He's looking for Anthing, and now he will be revealed. That was a very, very clear Shadow Walk in front of Funnick.
He's still going to walk around here, though. There is a sentry ward down.
It's a trap.
If he walks in here, he's really dead. Oh, he's thinking about it.
He's in range. They can see him, but they won't initiate unless there's some kind of... Brewmaster's here with no mana. What's he going to do anyway? You can only support a Blink Dagger. So this is actually a nice timing for the Blink Dagger. 11 minutes here for a host. And now he's back in range again, but there's more support. Funnick being nuked down. Blinded by the Mystic Flare. Getting caught out in the cogs and hookshot there at Bone 7 as well. And this Observe Ward's working overtime. And it helps because of Funnick. He cleaned up this little tree line area here, which is giving this ward so much more usefulness.
Yeah, and if you're checking the area the sentry ward from Na'Vi is watching,
Dire's bottom tower is
really close to be able to counter ward it, but they can't see it. So they have like no idea where this ward is actually, because generally a lot of teams will put their wards somewhere in this area, which is why they sentried obviously, but Na'Vi didn't find it. And it's providing a lot of utility for Cloud9 right now and
Dire's
a lot of intel.
top tower is under attack.
Of course, the sentry getting dewarded means that once again you can see Pilot Eye freely walk around this map. On bottom lane, Doombringer, he's along there. TP support's coming in, and Toro moving into the shackles. Running also TP's himself in, and that's going to be a very, very dead Eternal Envy on the bottom lane.
Na'Vi need to turn this into some sort of collateral. They need to start getting the towers. They will start pressuring bottom here. They'll be trading though. So Cloud9 will be getting this tier 1 mid unless this is really damn good. The Promenade as well. The clap! Oh my goodness!
The boss was very quick to blink in there and get the clap. ensuring the Pilot Eye went down, which means this T1 tower is going to take a fall in the bottom lane. Krob didn't have to expend her
Bone 7 again!
Locked in! Kuro blocked in with Master. It's not a full trap though. Bone 7 will get himself back. The tower goes down, being denied in fact by the double damaged up Ember Spirit. And where is Voss coming in? He's got Blink of Coolness, 1 second time. He can Blink to actually find Aoi, but he goes over for Sing Sing. Siri changes the help there, and he goes for the split. Jumps up, but he jumps back as well. But he's not in range of anyone else here from Na'Vi.
That's a really big deal for Sing Sing here, that he manages to bait out, I would say, that split. It was not necessary at all and was not going to work out with the Spirit already flying away, so... Advantage coming out there for Cloud9, I would say. Yes, they did lose their tower, but now Na'Vi can fight for a while. Without split, I still think the superiority in the team fight is Cloud9's.
They still have Krob ulti as well as Ice Blast, and that makes enough to keep Cloud9 back.
Yeah, at the very least for Na'Vi, they did lose the mid tower because of their great...
Denny's committing, but look where Pilot Eye is. You can see him, he comes with the Sentry Ward. They just nuke him down straight away. Bounty's on the sidelines, the creep wave's still pushing in. Do they just count this as a victory? I think they do.
I don't think Na'Vi have what it takes right now to siege this, and they are going to give up in a build. TP Top starts play pushing. There's the Doom going out on Kuro and mid.
Someone's going to get close to a dime. He's underneath the towers. TP
the
coming
crit.
in.
And the rocket.
The rocket's going to come in. Denny's still got the remainder of his ult, but this is only up for like 3 seconds, and now he's actually worn out. Clockwork wants a long way up enough to help him. Skyrim drops the ult, and Denny, with Bone 7 blade now up, he can't even attack him to stop him. Very quick, very efficient kills coming out here from Cloud9.
Damn, this Clockwork has been a good hero this game.
You wonder right now.
The moment I saw the pick, I was like, okay, this is a good block pick, but I'm not expecting it to be this useful. Bone 7 has been playing some phenomenal Clockwork this game.
They gave him the space too, because Funnick was sitting up there on the top lane going, yeah, I'll attack you, and then all of a sudden, Pilot Eye, even if it didn't think it'd be as effective. I almost want to say that because of the Bounty Hunter, that Funnick was really just...
Speaking of Funnick, he could be in trouble here. Pi is going to find him here.
Yeah, in the corner.
He's just going to track. He will have Shuriken if he starts teleporting, so he'll be using that right now. And Funnick is gone.
And that's a track kill. Waited a little
meanwhile, in the mid lane, Kuro is going to get caught out as well. Bone 7.
Man.
Finding kills everywhere together with AUI. And at the same time, Sing Sing is farming and split pushing the bottom lane. Cloud9 are all over the place, and Na'Vi just can't find a foothold anywhere in this game. Now, the mid tower already going down. Sing Sing is starting to pressure the bottom tower even more. Now, the AO is going to fly completely. Sing Sing will be clearing out this wave quickly, and he does have a Spirit behind him, so he can play pretty aggressively right here. The only thing he needs to look out for is the Death Prophet Silence. He'll be backing out now.
The second you see that rocket come in from the side, look at this. Dendy as well as Voss, they back themselves up towards the tower and then hug the very, very far tree line. They're expecting the Clockwork to be over near the Ancients or in towards Roshan. You just never know when the rocket flare's flying across. And now...
Pilot Eye just warded.
Yeah.
He got scouted here. There might be a counter.
They already threw down a sentry ward in the river, so he can't come down there. And now, okay, another one there. And it's close. The clap will go, but they need some extra detection. There goes your dust. Pilot will take the fall. Now, Na'Vi were prepping themselves to go in for Roshan just then. Funnick TP'd himself in and made an army of trees that's just sitting inside the pit. And then he's going to commit the ultimate. They know how far behind they are right now. They need something. They use Krob ulti, they use Map Serpent wards. They need this Roshan, they need it quick.
And they will get it as well. This is the kind of fight that Cloud9 can take. The one where Na'Vi organized, get in, get all their stuff used, stand in one big bunch. Because again, the damage from Cloud9 just isn't there. They're exceptionally good at pickoffs. So as long as they find that, they're going to be fine. But Na'Vi really making good use of their ultimates there. This is an important play for them. They have 10,000 golden experience behind, actually. They need to find more.
He's just Syrian chains and almost holds him there.
It's going to be fine.
No,
4K gold.
I almost want to give more props to C9. Yeah, Sing Sing's got a hell of a lot. But they also knew, okay, if you can't take the fun on Roshan, what do? An Eternal Envy took out Tier 2 tower on the top lane. They're completely cut off Na'Vi from their own jungle. C9 had got map control. They're finding pickoffs left, right, and center with the help of Pilot Eye. And every time they do, they push their gold advantage even higher. Sure, it's only a level 1 track right now, but the more kills that happen, level 2 track comes up. Na'Vi cannot continue to get picked off like this. All ultis or not, it's the death of them, and it will be the elimination of them if they're not careful.
The real issue for Na'Vi here is to get into an organized team fight. It's very easy for them to get an organized fight.
He can't go on Sing Sing. It's almost like a bit of, or maybe he can. With a little bit of silence, they could have controlled him. And the pings are coming out saying Highlight Eye is running through that bottom river again. Both Observer and Sentry Ward are watching his movements here. So proper TP's in. He'll have to dust almost straight away, and he did manage to connect on Highlight Eye. Vortex slowing him down. So even though he's out of range of the Sentry Ward, the dust still remains, but they cannot reach him. Kuro with no Blink Dagger. Puppey has an Ice Blast as Highlight goes invis again, but the dust is about to wear off. In fact, it has worn off. A secondary Sentry Ward, but Kuro still not in range. And the rest of C9, Highlight has almost walked the entire map to reach them inside the dire side jungle.
I guess it was about time he actually got away. At some point you're going to escape, right? The last 3 times he's been getting caught out, but...
And amazing, yeah. Also burnt Sentry Wards for Na'Vi.
So here's the issue for Na'Vi. They have a great teamfight lineup. They want to deathball some sort of lane, but with Cloud9's good early game, they're starting to split push very well. They've got Envy in one lane, they've got Sing Sing in another lane, and they've got the constant threat of Clockwork being missing. He's not going to get close to that.
It was sitting for like 10 seconds next to that Radiant Observer Ward. That's why he was moving himself over. He's like, this is just like 3 gold sitting there.
Na'Vi, what they need to accomplish is to find some sort of way into a team fight, or just to get to a tower without trading. But Cloud9 constantly putting so much pressure on the lanes, it's getting really difficult for Na'Vi to find a fight on their terms. And even should they find that fight, it's not even an obvious win for them. They do, I would still say, even though they're behind on gold, they actually still have a team fight advantage. But any good sort of hookshot combination with the Skywrath could easily make work on one of Na'Vi's heroes. And if they manage to silence and kill off Havost instantly, I don't think Na'Vi can even take the fight anymore.
I'm with you on that one, man. I kind of thought the Clockwork was going to take a fight in middle lane. He had Nimbus route, he was walking right next to a Vorst the entire time. Not to mention then Denny was also tracked up, so they had perfect vision of that. It feels like Na'Vi need a gem, but I don't think anyone on the Na'Vi side feels confident enough to hold one of those, let alone afford one of those. But the Yule Scepter looks like it's coming in, and that's going to be finished up here for Krob in just a moment. We need to let Denny have his last hits here in the mid, but it looks like a Vorst going to snipe one out.
And Cloud9 aren't scared of playing the farming game. First of all, they're one of the good teams at playing this kind of split push style where you just farm multiple lanes. They've had great success with it with Envy's Morphling, with Sing Sing on the Ember Spirit as well. And they do have one of those heroes in this game. And arguably, if this game goes really late, the Ember Spirit is going to be completely crushing the majority of Na'Vi's lineup. And what do Na'Vi have in late game? They have a Prophet. Death Prophet can get strong as well, but Brewmaster falls off a lot in the very late game. And they, I would say... there goes Clock, he gets
the split out! With the Crop ulti down too, they're going to go deep in here, Na'Vi. Floyd searching for Bone 7, there's the hold, Force starting a little further away, Sing Sing. He's in the middle of this Na'Vi lineup, as Denny runs himself deeper in. Denny, so low on life, he's got the Aegis team, more of it, they want to burn it off. The Brewmaster rolling down, get up there, looking for the club, kills the Sing Sing, Clockwork, tries to take it, no, thanks to the Doombringer. Bone 7 actually picked up the double kill, and they blew the Aegis to the Immortal. So Denny comes back to life again, tracked up instantly, Iron Boom has been for the BKB up a turn Na'Vi, chasing him down, the Orb's chasing as well, and there is a 4-star in the slight chain, giving 19 to 8, the Tier 1
It's gonna clip Ali. This is not gonna be enough. It's pretty close, but he needs to drop below 85 health, I believe. It's a level 1 ult. Yeah.
He's fine.
He'll be okay. Nice attempt from Puppey there, but great fight again by Cloud9. They find... You know, that's what I'm saying, that fight wasn't even that ideal for them. They jump in Bone 7 with the Clockwork, they don't get the silencer from the Skywrath, so the split comes off, so Na'Vi actually do get some sort of a chance of fighting. At the very least for Na'Vi, they got the Tier 1 tower, but Bone 7 with the Axe Scepter manages to get another hookshot off very shortly after. And the follow-through from the rest of his team just...
Is Highlight going to do anything here? Funnick was about to TP and help him out. Not enough mana for Bounty Hunter to have the damage to kill off Puppey.
Gonna get sprouted. No Quelling Blade.
There's the dust. There's the AE going to come in. They'll connect on him as well. And with a Prophet ulti bouncing over. Highlight Eye is punished for being a little over-aggressive inside the dire side jungle, but the rest of C9 is smoked up, and Bone 7, he wants to hook in right now, and he's looking for the target of Vorst and Kuro. They're on the other side of the creep camp, but he can pick up almost 2 right now. Hookshot's up, actually misses on the hookshot. Kuro will hex him up, these massive falls off, he's sealed up out, at least the Mystic Flare. And a Vorst will back up. He was actually 7 seconds off having gone in Denny. Yeah, Yule Scepter up will buy Denny a little bit of time. Funnick with the mech. He just sits there and
I missed the chain.
Funnick in fact turns around right now. The support's coming in. Sing Sing jumps away. The attack from Funnick will follow him out. Bone 7 has to manage to kill off Denny. And the support rotates in. Brewmaster has to go into the split. He had no other choice with Eternal Envy having Doom off cooldown. He sends the Doom up, and who's he really going on here? There's no support coming in. Hookshot's been thrown out.
Voss needs to get out with the Earth Ruling if he wants a chance of surviving this. He's going to try it now.
He's going to blink straight away, but wait for the attack of Hour. He's trying to wait as long as possible to hit the timing perfect, but the blink will still come out from a Voss, and he gets away to safety.
Another fight won by Cloud9. They're keeping the map relatively well pushed. They've only lost, you know, they're playing against this kind of Na'Vi lineup. They've lost 2 towers in 22 minutes. I think it's a great accomplishment for them. Even with the amazing early game they had, it's still not easy to hold on to this at this point. They're just controlling it very well. I think Pylai is like the unsung hero of this game because yes, he is dropping dead a couple of times, but he takes so much attention from Na'Vi. They keep having to buy Dust and Sentries to counter him out. He still gets out some really crucial wards, giving them so much intel and telling them how they can actually play around the map. And I was doubting the support bounty pick. I was like, when Na'Vi starts team fighting and pushing, this bounty is going to be useless, but he's just set up so much and he's bought so much time that it turned out to be an amazing pick for Cloud9 in this game. I want to point out too, so Bone 7, I think we can probably agree that his performance on Tide in the previous game was underwhelming.
Yes.
It's like if you take the average of the last game and this one, he's still way above average on his performance. He's currently 10, 0, and 7 on the clockwork. Absolutely outstanding performance.
He's been perfect. I don't think we've had a single time where we've said, oh, hookshot missed. That actually hasn't happened yet.
He missed one.
He missed one.
I saw one.
Oh, that was the one which he was doing on the Spirits?
He missed one. What a scrub.
Yeah, obviously. We'll uninstall Dota later. But yeah, 22-10 now on the board. And they just keep moving forward. Sing Sing, with his Battle Fury up and running, continues to farm up. He's actually got a hell of a lot of CS. He's 150 CS. He's not high on the net worth, however, mainly because he's got 3 deaths to his name. This is not helping his case. But when you have players like Eternal Envy, who have a over 13k net worth, now with Shivas, Mech, as well as BKB, 24 minutes into the game, you're feeling pretty good. And Envy actually going in, because he didn't go for the Blink Dagger, we don't see the Hoof Stomp into the Centaur War Runner aura in on the Doombringer. He just goes for the Pack Wolf. He's buffing up the extra damage here.
It's really good.
Oh my! That is just painful to see. And Koro, well, the horse.
Oh, he didn't get the clap off.
This is a real disaster right now. He didn't clap. He just went for the split because he saw Eternal Envy.
Na'Vi don't make any use of the split, which they can. They're going to lose the mid tower for sure, and maybe even a second tower, or maybe even Cloud9 going high ground or Roche. Na'Vi lose so much teamfight potential out of that split being wasted.
Yep. 100 seconds on cooldown now for the Brewmaster split. This is tier 2 tower lost. Na'Vi something to
Good ultimate from Puppey. We'll flip 2 heroes here.
It's still though, it's a level 1 AA ultimate with no extra buff mechanisms. It's just not enough. Even Prophet Ultimate bounces around, but the entire creep wave up the middle lane just tanks it. What level is this? Yeah, okay, it's a level 2 Wrath of Nature. It kind of felt like a level 1 as it bounced around.
Na'Vi will not be losing the second tier 2 though, since the bottom lane is nicely pushed out here by Phonic. Rocket will try to push it up a little bit, but
I think they may just try and go for a fight if they can. If Na'Vi, yeah, look at them come up. They actually smoke up and move out, and then the blink away from Pylai die.
And the dust being used there by Koro as well, so now that's on cooldown.
And look at C9, they know they can fight. Bone 7 is in a position right now where he wants to just directly hook in. He's got a perfect target. He's got 2 lined up, and there it is, hooked on him. But the Mystic Flare kills him off, and Danny getting destroyed on the back line. The mass overlords go down, but Envy, he is bringing the doom the way of Na'Vi, and Koro also going down. The Brewmaster running out through the top river, but he's got Alvin throwing the burst at him, burst charge, and everything they've got, almost enough damage, really low on part. He goes infinite, and the boss goes down solo to Owie, proving to once and for all that he is important, and all of Na'Vi are on the sidelines. And Na'Vi, man, I think now, this kind of feels like they're out of it.
This is almost impossible to come back from. The lead is now 20,000 in a 26-minute game, and they're actually even playing a lineup that I would still say is worse in the late game. So,
middle tower is under attack.
You know, I was the second game since, as we talked about before the series even began, Na'Vi extremely experienced under pressure like this, and Cloud9 have been struggling in some series in important grand finals. And you could be worried for Cloud9 going into an elimination match like this in such a great tournament that they wouldn't be able to pull it off, and they just challenged the critics Phoenix here in game
Look at the
2.
damage. He has to Yule Scepter up right now. That level death bonus damage was there too, and they just track it. The second he comes back down, Puppy, the Searing Chains is almost killing him. If there's a hook shot, they'll take the kill, but looks like Cloud9 will give Na'Vi a bit of
Might still
respect.
get the rocket snipe. Oh, he got bottled.
Yeah, he's alive.
And the rocket misses. So Cloud9, they will be backing out. They almost got the tier 3 tower. And as I said earlier, they're not in a rush anyway, so if just look at the warding as well, by the way. They're completely controlling the map. The one at the top here, they've got one around the Roche area. Should Na'Vi try to sneak that? One at the bottom tier 2, even one up here at the... I mean, there's pretty much nothing that Na'Vi can do that Cloud9 aren't aware of. The only way they even get out on the map is with smoke, but piloting out with the blink deck, it's almost constantly someone tracked, and oh my goodness, Kuroki again.
Sing was farming on bottom lane and then just jumping towards the middle lane to take the kill.
This has not been Kuro's game, but it's also a very hard game to play Shadow Shaman in with how much farm the Clockwork got, but he's now 0-10 on the Shadow Shaman. It's just, it doesn't really matter where Kuro goes. There's so many heroes that just snipe him off. The Skywrath Mage, the Ember Spirit, especially the Clockwork, and any combination of two of those will just one-shot him pretty much, so.
Look at Na'Vi, they're clutching for some kind of hope. And the only one that really got is Funnick on that bottom lane, but Navos, Searing chained up. Aoi didn't actually attack. They lost the sight of him over the tree line as the 9-time did strike. But there's just some kind of like maybe proper down again. This time it's Eternal Envy that will take the kill. But Skywrath, that Mystic Flare, keeps dropping down. The Brewmaster was being used again. Now the Searing Chain over on Kuro and Denny back in the middle. Dropping him low. The Brewmaster send the Ember up. But Havos, he's got to get out of here again. But maybe they can kill him something. The Hex, the Silence, the Brute Swarm. Maybe it's enough damage. And it is. They bring him down. Now jumping over towards Aoi. Letting that he's only going to work. The buyback has already come out from Sing Sing. Clockwork! Oh, he got three! The Hawk! The Hawk comes down, however. Havos, he's dying inside the double kill for Bones 7. Funny Crunch TV. He's got enough time. No, he doesn't. He burns up. And the only one alive is now the captain of Na'Vi, looking to his teammates down the middle. And there is nothing he can do. He tries to Ice Blast, a hook shot, this time only barely missing on Puppy.
This is easily the tier 3. It's probably Rax as well. Na'Vi have too long left on their respawns here. And you will... Eternal Envy.
It just goes high ground.
He's leading the short here.
Yep.
The barracks are gone. Na'Vi's hopes. This is the first time at any international that they will be knocked out before the grand finals unless some sort of miracle gets pulled out of the hat here.
Dude, unless C9 unplug their keyboards and mice right now, I don't think Na'Vi is capable of winning this game. They've lost mid-ranks now. The race is almost down. And look at C9. They know this is no risk Dota. They've seen Na'Vi come back before. They know about the miracles that can happen, and they are not going to give any chance for it to happen. Funnick again, he's attempting to keep this bottom lane out. But C9 can just go top. Even if they lose a tier 2 and a tier 3 tower right now, it means nothing to them. Rax is everything.
They're not going to be struggling with map control at all since they have so good split push with the Doom and the Ember Spirit at this point. So even should they lose a little bit of map control, they're going to be fine. They still have a vast superiority anyway, so... These tracks from Pilot Eye that just keep coming out. It's got to be really frustrating for Na'Vi to play against, actually. Dendy's going to Yule's it off.
He's down Pilot. He's got Blink
This
Dagger.
is a desperation play.
He's got Blink Dagger and Force Up. You can't do this. The Rocket will always scout you out, let alone the tracks. And if you get caught in close, like man, now he's even walking around to Skywrath, man, you can solo anybody. He's got Mystic Flare, he's got Concussive Shot, he's got so much damage which he can just seal you up and amplify. And then he's also got his own Rock which he can cast on you. This is everything you've got for the Skywrath Mage. He is a solo killer support. And not to mention Eternal Envy, who's sitting at 3.6k gold right now.
Radiant's
the highest net worth in the game, almost
attack.
reaching 19,000 in 31 minutes. And it's just pushed the entire experience and gold advantage up. It's 27 and a bit, I mean the XP advantage for Cloud9, and it's almost 25,000 gold advantage their way.
This smoke is very, very obvious from Cloud9. They're actually going to even bait out
position.
Envy.
They can go right on top of Envy, but then BKB, maybe not so great. Brewmaster starts to split. He's going to keep the lead down with himself. Now Envy, that's the short tractor. Nice done by Kuro, but he's already lost his crop. And now in comes Sing Sing. That damage output is just too high. It's a double kill for Sing Sing, triple kill for Sing Sing, and ultra kill for Sing Sing. And GG! Na'Vi are out. Cloud9 have eliminated the 3-time grand finalist of the International 4 Na'Vi. Cloud9 will advance themselves to play up against GG Gaming later today. It's been a long road for some of these players. They had to watch on the spectator lines during TI2 and then TI3. Some of them may have managed to get there, and now this team has undergone many different